What's the matter?
Did you restart it? You started the countdown?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Why'd you restart it?
Because we're actually 5 minutes away now.
But was it airing before?
For that split second. No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Who is my daddy, and what does he do?
I'm a potter, sir. Sculptor, sir.
Blacksmith.
What's the matter?
It's not so bad.
It's more tingly than hot.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
Hey, bada 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 swing bada. Hey, bada 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 swing bada. He can't swing bada.
Whoa! Oh, yeah, that's right. Take that. That's it.
You got him. You got him. Enough.
Are you okay?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I'll be right back. Hey,
No.
come here.
I think he's had enough. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my eye.
Stop it!
What can I do?
You can act like a man!
Could you make me a woman?
Can a man become a woman?
Madness. This is Sparta!
That's gonna leave a mark.
Do you think that's right? Do you?
Do you?
No. What do you want?
Simple.
What do you want?
Show me the money. Show me the money! I love black people! Show me the money!
What's up, Ian?
Stop that! And it's not gonna happen again.
Ruben, I ain't gay. I ain't homosexual.
Have you ever been mistaken for a man?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Okay, Fabio, that's enough with the pulse head, please.
Then do it.
Einhorn is a man!
Where was the last time you saw Bin Laden?
Who?
Remember?
Nope.
Remember that, Nangi?
No.
Write that down.
What? We got a bleeder!
2319!
Oh, no, he died. What are we going to do?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
I'm gonna wreck it!
Why would he do that?
He is the one. I'd like to go in manually.
It's the only way to be sure.
Nah.
You guys are out of your minds.
Yeah! Are you not entertained?
No, not really.
Okay, I set the building on fire.
This is definitely the weirdest date ever.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Hold the phone.
Wait for the volley.
Maverick's getting impatient, guys. Come on, take the shot. 10 more seconds, then I've got him.
Got your stick?
Oh! Heat him up! Hooper! Hooper, where are you?
Hooper, hurry it up now, tie it on. Hurry it up, he's coming straight for us. Don't screw it up now.
Don't wait for me. Now! Shoot!
Heroes.
I don't even. Here, let me see. I forget which network I watched.
Just realized I think we might have been muted just until now.
What?
Okay, we're here again.
Oh, man.
Quick recap. Hope you caught the countdown. Send us an email if you think you know where all those movie clips came from. We're going to be reviewing on Tuesday one of the movies that were recommended to us, and neither of us have seen, to our surprise.
So there's the recap of the last 10 minutes that we just talked you through because he had the mic on mute.
It's 3 minutes.
Okay. So, like I said before on mute, that we didn't watch as many St. Patrick's themed movies this week as we had hoped to because of sickness and other things going on. But
short list today.
Yeah. So enjoy them. So I wanted to watch a St. Patrick's themed one that was kind of about his life and about his journey. So I actually watched, it was called St. Patrick's Pilgrimage to Peace on Tubi, which is free to watch. And it was interesting to kind of hear about his life and hear about his journey to reach other people with the truth and with what he believed. So he went against, what others thought he should do, and he went and kind of went on this pilgrimage to, like a missionary, sort of, to reach out to as many people as he could and bring them hope and bring them peace and bring them...
Is it documentary style or is it a movie?
It's a movie... Okay. Based on documentary style kind of thing. So it's not really I guess it's a mix. It's kind of a mix. But it was pretty good. It was a lot of good information about him. So I kind of enjoyed getting a brush up on him. I don't really know that I knew much about him and his journey. Okay. So it was kind of interesting to watch that about him. So I don't know if I can really rate. I mean, we haven't really watched any documentaries to really rate them because, I mean, how do you rate something that's a story of somebody's life? Yeah. So I don't know that I would really rate this. It was interesting to learn about him and his life. So if you're looking for the story about him, that would be a good one to watch. All right. So then after that, we watched, and I forget who recommended it to us, so I'll pop it in the comments later, but The Banshee of Inisherin. And I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But this is from 2022.
Hold up. Lord Gedrold is giving away all the answers in the chat.
Oh,
You have to email us.
You have to email
You have to email us. You're giving away the answers. Not that some of them are... Well, some of them are wrong. So anyway, email us. The email address is on our YouTube channel under the details.
Yeah.
You can find it through there.
All right, so The Banshee of Inisherin from 2022. I'm going to kind of talk about this one.
Okay, this movie kind of had a slow start, and it starts off... It's a small town in Ireland. I forget where.
Inisherin. I mean... That's what it's about. The small...
Yeah, I'm quick.
Uh-huh.
And there's only a couple settings in this movie, largely in the pub and a couple households between the main characters. And it is primarily focused on a brother and sister and the conflict between two friends.
Yeah, he and his past friend.
And the one guy just decided to stop being his friend because he no longer wanted to be his friend, and there was really no other reason about it. And so the guy kind of tried to figure out, well, why? What did I do? And then
He never really did say.
I don't recall hearing anything. And then I wish I remember the guy's name. He got so bothered by him asking.
So the names were really hard. Pedrick and Colm. Pedrick was the main character, and then Colm was his friend that did the weird stuff.
So Colm was so annoyed by Pedrick continually asking him what he did wrong, because Colm is trying to reconcile things, and the other guy doesn't want...
No, that's the other way around. Pedrick is trying to reconcile things.
Oops,
and
yeah,
Colm is the one that's...
And so Colm, he says, if you keep this up, I'm gonna cut off my fingers one by one. And
if you keep bugging me, if you keep coming around and bugging me.
And he routinely played the violin or the fiddle, I'm not sure which one it was, inside the pub. He played with a group of musicians. That was just what he enjoyed. And so he, quote unquote, threatened him with that he would cut off his fingers. I don't know what kind of a threat that is, but that's the way he worked. Eventually, he lost all of his fingers, or cut off all of his fingers.
But and he would cut off his fingers one by one and throw them at the guy's house.
Yeah, and they were wondering, what's that thud at the door? And they checked, and there's a finger laying in the yard.
So he did that a couple times, and then the third time he did it, I think it was the third time, he cut off all the rest of his fingers and threw them all at once at the door.
Pedrick?
No,
Pedrick? No, but the other guy's name? Pedrick?
Yeah.
He got mad at him because he was he loved his animal friends. He had livestock, not cats and dogs, but livestock. One of them was
like a donkey and a horse that lived in his house with him.
Inside the house. And so one of the donkeys ate the fingers, and
because he wasn't there,
and it killed the donkey.
Yeah. So when he came home, the donkey was dead on his doorstep.
And so that drove the conflict even further, and he told Colm that on Sunday at 2 p.m. I'm going to burn your house down. And so he did.
He did.
The guy didn't do anything to stop it.
He was in it. The last you see of the scene before it breaks is the guy's in it. But then you do see later he got out.
And yeah, it's going to be a feud between the two until one of them dies, and that's where it ends. So you're left with a lot of questions. It was just a really strange.
Really strange. Neither one of them wanted to leave the town. Neither one of them wanted to... I mean, it kind of, at the end, they sort of make up a little bit. They're civil, at least, with each other towards the end. They have a conversation.
Yeah.
But they part ways still. So
and he told the guy, well, I guess since you burned my house, that's the end of it. And then the other guy says, no, this is just the beginning.
Yeah. So
and then that was that.
It was very weird. Was it good? No. Was it bad? No. Was it weird? Yes. And I can see why they're called banshees, because they're just both crazy.
It was really weird. Actors had a good performance.
Yeah, it was good acting.
But the story was...
weird.
It left a funny taste in my mouth.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Say banshees. Oh, banshees.
Because they're both crazy.
Okay.
So I would probably rate it a 6. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't... phenomenal either.
I'll go with you on that one. Beautiful setting. It was filmed, pretty well. Just a really weird story for us.
Yeah. All right, and then the next one is called The Guard from 2011. I started watching this with him, and then I've been under the weather, so I kind of fell asleep and didn't finish the end of it with him. So you go ahead and talk about it.
This was the same actor. So it was the guy that played Colm from the Banshees movie. He also plays in the movie 28 Days Later. And so he happens to be in this film as well. And he is a policeman in Ireland.
An Irish policeman.
And
that matters because his character very much reflects that.
And so he's got to work with the actor Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle. I think he
plays in some other movies.
He was in the movie Iron Man and.
Was he in Iron Man?
Yeah, he was the guy that I was always asking Tony Stark's character, "Hey, what are you doing?" I wish. Anyway, so he is an American police officer, I think from New York. And they have to work together, and they are trying to put away this drug exchange operation. And there's a little bit of a clash of cultures there. And what was his character name? Don Cheadle's character name?
FBI agent Wendell.
Wendell, and then
Jerry
Jerry
Boyle is the police officer.
So I don't know how to describe. So Jerry was just talking as he normally talks, and Wendell was taking offense to it because it would be considered pretty racist the way he was talking over here, but the other guy didn't see it that way. It's just how they spoke over there to one another, just very direct, and they were not considered slurs over there. So he had that little hump to kind of get used to, and I'd say that the Jerry guy had an unorthodox approach to things, whereas the other guy was a by-the-book kind of guy. So anyway, they get past that, and they end up working together, and they do succeed in putting away or stopping this. What do you call that when they're getting the drugs, exchanging the money? It was a drug bust.
Yeah, it was kind of like a gang almost of guys that they were mafia. I think they called it a mafia.
Yeah. So they ended up stopping it, but I think the more interesting part was just the exchange between the two.
They got to know each other, and so it seemed like the Irish police officer was using a lot of racial slurs, but really it was just he was just having cultural conversation, and so the FBI agent had to kind of just get used to him and realize that he wasn't meaning anything derogatory by his terms. He just was speaking how you would culturally. So just trying to get to know him. So once they got to know each other, they had a really good relationship with each other.
I wish I could remember what he said.
Yeah, he said some funny stuff. In all of these Irish movies, the F word doesn't sound like, so you almost don't even realize they're saying it.
Yeah, replace the U with the letter E.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. It's kind of funny.
So, yeah, it's interesting to hear it. And the guard, you hear it a lot. They said the word a lot.
I recommend watching it. It was pretty entertaining. It was nice to see the exchange between the two, and he was just kind of the Jerry guy, Jerry Wendell. Jerry was just kind of a odd guy. On his off time, he called prostitutes, and then
seemed like he didn't get very many days off. So when he did get a day off, he went all out, dressed up, went and did all of the things.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. He's kind of a quirky character, but he was all about getting the job done.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And he was good at it. He was good at finding them. He was good,
yeah. And at the end, he kind of just disappeared.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the end, so I'll take your word for that one.
Yeah. And it leaves the story hanging because you don't know if he died or if he just faked his death or got away and didn't tell anybody. And it kind of leaves it at that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so what would you rate that one? I don't feel like I can rate it because I didn't watch it till the end.
I would probably give it a 6.5. There you go.
All right, there you go. 6.5 on The Guard from 2011. All right, the next one is kind of a stretch to call it an Irish movie. The next two, actually, but we watched several movies with our kids, so we tried to find a couple that we could maybe make fit our theme. So Bring It On from 2000. One of the teams was called The Clovers, so there you have it. We're using it as a movie that fits the theme. So that's a young Kirsten Dunst movie, and it's basically about competing cheerleading squads that learn a few things about life and cheating and
bring it.
How to bring it, how to have good competitive spirit and how to be original. So it's a cute movie. Be careful watching it with little kids because there's a lot of young adult content, I guess, so to say, that we watched it through VidAngel because our young daughters were watching it, and it did cut out a lot of scenes.
VidAngel is great because you can pick anything you want.
You can have it filter, so it filters out sex scenes. It can filter out language. It can filter out inappropriate scenes, things like that.
Yeah, pretty much any instance. And
since it was the first time she had watched it, she didn't notice. Yeah. I noticed the parts that were pulled out of it, but she didn't notice really. And for her, it flowed nicely. So it worked. It's a fun little cheerleading competition movie.
Hey, Miyoko's back.
Hey, haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're back. Yeah, so you've seen it.
Bring It On?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not this time, but in the past. So what do you like about this one?
I like how it featured a lot of the competition. That's always really cool to watch because it's really impressive stuff.
Yeah.
And I like how both of the leaders of the main opposing teams, they had an understanding about one another. They were highly competitive. At some point, they were more hurtful to one another.
Well, because the one had... So the past cheerleading coach of the one team had stolen all the moves from the Clovers. And so the Clovers knew that the other team had cheated and stole their moves. And so they confronted them about it. Okay. And when they were confronted, the other team realized what their past captain had done and then tried to hire a choreographer that ended up choreographing the same dance routine for 6 different teams and got them almost cut out of their regional competition.
Oops.
But because they were past champions, they automatically got a place to compete in nationals. So then they had a chance to come up with original idea and make their own cheer routine. And when they did amazing. They did a great job because they all kind of put pieces in together. Each of the teammates put in their favorite pieces to it, and it made a really great compilation of moves. So
it's pretty petty high school stuff, as you would expect, but the dance or the cheer aspect of it, all that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Bring It On. It's a good one. I haven't watched it in several years, but I'm glad it popped up. And I love the Step It Up movies.
Honey was a good one.
Yeah. So I would probably give it an 8. It's definitely a rewatch type of movie. I like Kirsten Dunst in the movie. I think she did
super
great
young
job
in this movie.
acting.
I think this is even before the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
She was pretty young.
Yeah.
I would rate it a 7.
All right.
Fun to watch with the girls.
Yeah. And then the last one, and we're really stretching on this one, guys, to make it fit into the theme, but the Angry Birds movie from 2016. And the pigs are all green. So there you
counts,
have it.
Right?
There's our connection to St. Pat's. That The pigs are green. So, I think the Angry Birds movie is fun. It's a fun cartoon style movie that has some adult humor in it. There's some jokes in it that the kids don't necessarily get, but it's funny for us.
Compared to Shrek, do you think there's more or less or the same?
I think it's less than Shrek, but of course Shrek has 5 movies. Angry Bird only has 2? I think. So
it is just a really fun movie. It's I don't know if you'd call it nostalgic at this point because it came out on the phones, many years ago, and it was super cool to have some kind of physics modeled in games, especially on a phone.
I used to love that game.
And it was
such a game all the time.
Not too mindless because you are trying to figure out a puzzle.
Yeah, you had to figure out the trajectory of the slingshot in order to get it to hit what you were wanting to hit. So you have to figure out angles, and it is too a connection. They're green. They're like little leprechauns. Yeah, they're cute. They're cute and nasty all at once because they're the nasty ones in the movie. But they're fun, and they dance around, and their bellies jiggle. And
I mean, the jokes are funny, and I have to say, I think the funniest part in the movie is when they find out what is in the lake in front of the great eagle's
Great Eagle. They thought it was magical water, and they were swimming in it and putting it in their mouths and gargling it, spitting it out, and then they realized that he was peeing down into the water, and so that's nasty. What they were, and they got all sick, and it was hilarious.
And then the calls, they were trying to guess what kind of call that he made. Woo!
Yeah. They were imitating the calls.
Funny movie. Birds can't fly. It's great.
So are they chickens? Then that was our question. If they can't, birds fly.
I guess they would have.
They don't look like chickens.
No,
so
they don't.
What kind? The only 2 birds that don't fly is penguins and chickens. Really, everything else, and even chickens fly a little.
Does emu fly?
Oh, emus but they are clearly not emus and ostriches.
And Doug.
Right. So I would assume they're all chickens of some sort. It never really says, and they all look like different types of birds.
They do, and they make the joke, instead of when pigs fly, they say when birds fly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't get that part of it. I'm gonna have to dig deeper into it and see why the birds don't fly in their world. But
funny concept that obviously took off.
Yeah,
took hold of the nation.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of the other adult part in it is that. What I kind of got out of it is that you can be easily persuaded by something that's new, different, and interesting. So the birds were kind of when the pigs first came and tried to convince them that they were good and convince them that they were there to be friends and yada yada. They were easily convinced.
Yeah.
Because they're new and they're fun and they made them a song. And so they were going to go right along with it. And it took one guy standing up and saying, these guys are bad news.
That's true.
Before they really...
It's true. Life lesson.
Yeah.
Life lesson. Watch
so
out for the pigs.
So listen to the one guy that tells you that those guys are bad news because he might be right.
He might be, yeah.
There's your adult-like life lesson from the Angry Birds.
I give Angry Birds an 8.
I give it an 8 as well. It's good. It's cute.
It's rewatchable.
Funny. Yeah.
It's rewatchable for sure.
Yeah. All right. So that is really all we have for this week. I know we said it was going to be short and sweet. But our Tuesday movie is awesome. You guys are going to want to tune into that and hear that. We had so many recommendations for that movie. So you guys are going to want to tune in on Tuesday and see what that movie is and what it's all about.
And Miyoko, in case you missed it, you are local and definitely eligible to win free treats from Miwan Cookie. Yep. And all you have to do is email us with the sources of all those movie clips.
Yep. So if you get them all right.
Yeah, it was in the beginning of our live stream.
All right. So that's all we have for you in our first actual full week of St. Patty's themed movies. So send us your suggestions for more. I do have quite a list going. We just need to have the time this week to watch them. But if you have some other ones, fun ones, especially ones that are kid friendly, that would be good because then I can watch them during the day with the girls. So send them our way and we'll give you a shout out when we watch one that you've recommended to us.
It is quite the theme this month, so.
And I'm surprised how many movies there are, really, that fit within the theme. Like, legitimately fit within the theme.
It has been so long since I've watched a horror movie.
So Leprechaun is on the list. Yes, we will get to that.
I don't know if that's a good one.
Well, hey, you asked for it, and it was recommended, so
I asked for
it's
the
on
Christmas
the list.
horror, too. I regretted that one.
Yeah, that one was pretty awful. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Tell your friends. Have them tune in with us next time.
And we will see you then.
Bye.